An alignment that depicts a great flow of your intrinsic majestic nature is setting forth within you. On a grace course to journey throughout the ecosystems of life, to be fully sustained and held in divine accountability of your cosmic birthright. So, of course, the pureness that exists within you is truly beginning to be birthed and flow into a nature that is so pure and divinely ordained to sustain your cosmic frequencies that has birthed you here. Ooh, your character is a divine structure that just flows to showcase the flow frequency that connects you to all. Wow, your character depicts a pathway to your greatness in this human existence of life and this incarnation to realign with your divine cosmic self. Wow. So, this character trait is in fact a universal pathway to your divine greatness. And as we begin to go forth and truly delve into the deepest systems and cosmic flows of what character truly means, we begin to see that it's simply the moral and individualistic qualities that makes up our human breed. In other words, it's simply our character, traits within us, our human vessel, that truly defines our depiction of who we truly are from the depths within. And as we begin to see that character is truly a pathway to our human greatness, let's go back to the eons and epochs of time of when we were first conceptualized and evolving as human beings. Of course, many may be aware of that we have been on a human experimentation pretty much to be tested and tried and see how far we can go forth and evolve. And of course, we have seen that as the Homo sapien breeds, we have counterbred and merged with, our fellow human counterparts and animal counterparts to develop our brain and our physical form. And what I want to further shed light on is from the very inception of time, when the earth was beginning to flow into her, infant nature, many breeds decided to come forth on this earth. One in particular, better known as the reptilian breed, which, came from different systems and galactic structures and saw the, abundance flow on our human earth, the co-creative planet, and wanted to just have some of that. And so, in order to continue their existence in our earthly home, they continue to interbreed with the human species, the Homo sapien species. And so over time, as our DNA has been transformed, we begin to see that we as a human species have now developed what is now called the reptilian brain. Now the reptilian brain has in fact become DNA encoded within our human brain system to put us into a fight or flight mode. it almost overrides our neocortex, which, normally is the part of our brains that puts us into a subconscious state of mind where we don't really have to think too much. It's a slower process. But of course, this reptilian brain that demands so much energy from us goes into this state, the egoic nature, and just continues to just take up all our divine energy and to put us into a mechanism where we're always wanting to be in control of our everyday ecosystems and natures all around us. Now, why I decided to just shed light on this, on the character traits of our human species, is to see that over our eras and epochs of time, we have evolved and we have become, more conscious in nature, and, smarter, and, just the breed that is so knowledgeable, and of course, as we begin to understand, we begin to see that we have been DNA encoded to have this reptilian brain mindset that just takes dominion and power over each and every one of us. And so, where does this come when it comes to the character of each and every one of us? Well, of course, as our DNA has, of course, been transformed during our evolution, being just conscious states of crystalline nature and being transformed into carbon and all these other different things that have interfered with our cosmic DNA, we begin to see that, okay, example, the flight and fight mode and wanting to be in power and control. Take, for example, the existence of warfare and fighting and, just all the competitive systems around us. We begin to see that, wow, our human character has been greatly flawed with so much, all around us. And I wanted to shed light on this reptilian brain system that, has affected each and every one of us to develop this sort of egoic nature of controlling and just, always wanting to be in charge. And as we become more in a conscious state of mind, has slowly provided separation and not oneness in our universe. So, as we begin to continue to see that, wow, our character is in fact a pathway to our greatness as we continue to evolve during this great era. Now, the question I want to ask you to ponder on is to see, why do we defy who we truly are? So as you continue to seek the answer within yourself of understanding why is your character a pathway to your greatness, you will see that define who you truly are has in fact not been in your greatest divine cosmic alignment of your evolution here on earth. So let's take, for example, character traits that intrinsically makes us up. Okay, the great love presence. Okay, as just a state of consciousness, we begin to see that we are innate love beings. In fact, when we are no longer in this physical vessel, we begin to connect in the oneness of this cosmic universe and multi-universe with everything around us. We may have this cosmic awareness. So as we begin to see, when we go through that death stage, we no longer exist in time. We are now part of the quantum field, a pure state of consciousness that, travels, through light speed and, through its, unformless nature. Just existing out there and being aware of everything. So you may now begin to, as a conscious presence, just reflect, wow, I have this innate love presence within me, but during my previous human incarnation, I depicted a sense of separation and control and one-man upsmanship. That was not part of my divine character. And so as this unity consciousness begins to flow to you, you may begin to see that you in fact want another chance to come back into this human vessel to depict the greatest depictions of your conscious flow. The unconditional love presence where Source created you and wanted to experience this great depiction in a physical form. Wanted to seek to see what it feels like, begin to feel and have this great intergalactic experience of what life truly feels like. So, we begin to see that the love presence is in fact an intrinsic nature of our character. Another intrinsic nature is the unity and harmony frequencies that exist within us. You see, as I said, we're all part of this divine soup with our cosmic creator. And when we go out into the cosmic multi-universe, we begin to see that everything is one. Everything is interconnected and flows together with the cosmic unity that is divinely ordained within the ecosystem of the cosmic systems that exist all around us. So when we begin to see that, when we start going away from unity and harmony, take for example music. We begin to see that music itself has harmonic code frequencies. If you're somebody who plays different musical instruments, the piano, the guitar, you begin to see how, it comes together, that great flow. And when you play on it, there's harmonic encoded frequencies that just burst forth a beautiful song and melody. Now, in order for that to happen, the fellow human breed or person had to flow into that cosmic nature of just playing that certain instrument, that piano, that guitar, and merging this oneness soup. Whether it's, the guitar strings, the piano, the organs, whatever, the harmonica, you name it. Even the word harmonica signifies harmony. See, we are all harmonious in this cosmic universe, but we've seen that this is an intrinsic characteristic of our human nature. And we could go on and on. Peace. The great peace flow that when we have that great inner peace within ourselves and we're one with all our subtle bodies, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, we begin to have that great peace flow, that divine peaceful bliss that coexists within each and every one of us. We could go on to just flowing into our cosmic nature of authenticity and just wanting to express ourselves in our purest nature. The frequency of integrity and just flowing with what is good for me is also good for you. What I want to see for myself, I want to see for you. Kindness, compassion, all of these attributes and beatitudes of our lives, that makes us up and makes up the greatness of our character. So we begin to see that how have we gone into a state of separation, and we have began to define who we truly and intrinsically are. So as you continue to connect deeply within yourselves and to see that Your character is your greatest pathway to the greatness principle of your evolution during this incarnation. You begin to see that it's no longer a time to truly define who you are, for you have been put into a mortal state of separation. And as I've pretty much described before, an evolutionary experimentation to see, like, how can we as a breed be taken away from a path of who we truly are, the reptilian nature, the reptilian mindset, that has caused us to define who we truly are. Let's look at some characteristics of what causes us to define who we truly are. Okay, we have seen, many depictions such as, hate and warfare and this great pattern of separation. The separation of, us as a human species from not just like other human counterparts, but animals kingdom or plant kingdom and everything that exists in the world. But the separation frequency through different structures, through different ethnicities, different just being on different land masses. If we go back to look back at prehistoric times, we'll see that the earth itself, when she was in her infancy stage, and began to develop these beautiful land masses, was merged as one, as we come from this creation story, we begin to see that this beautiful landmass of Pangea was one. And as, began to, go through its own evolution, it began to separate and it formed continents. So there was the inception of separation. We see that now all these different land masses are now fighting for power and control, and who has this certain structure, who has more power, who has more material stuff, oil, possessions, you name it. Even if we go back into eras of time, we'll see that when the dynasties begin to form, with structures of kings and different systems, the warfare began, and that was the first path. Wow, our character is truly beginning to defy who we truly are and go on a pathway that's not our true intrinsic nature. We begin to see depictions of, cursing each other and, just ill will and trying to be in a competitive spirit of always trying to take someone else down, a fellow human counterpart down, and being on the top, of having more material gains and just forgetting your cosmic consciousness intrinsic nature. We begin to see different depictions of what defies us from who we truly are. Just stealing and, not being in that abundance flow, and seeing that the abundance frequency is all around us, We are always abundant in nature, in different levels, not just monetary, but, on an intrinsic flow that as we see within, it's so we will begin to conceptualize on the outside within us. We begin to see that, we begin to define ourselves when we continue to flow into the mental atmosphere of garbage. By that I mean, there has been an agenda throughout the ages of time, but more so now as we are now being cosmically aligned, to take our human species into a nature of being mind controlled through altering our DNA, through many different vessels, through our food systems, through our medical, pharmaceutical systems, and we begin to see that as telepathic beings that could truly connect to all around us. There's a divine mental atmosphere where many could just like see that we, of course, pick up different thought forms from, the atmospheres that are around. So take, for example, the programming of mass media. Turn on your television set and there is the news just talking about, another warfare, another shutdown in the market world, stock world, another, other pandemic or farming, way of living, and there, the frequency of panic and just like, trauma begins to resurface in your mind. As you can truly see, you have to now begin to take control of your mental atmosphere. You have the power within you to truly merge with your mental body and your emotional body as you're one with source. And you know that you have the power to go forth into the fourth form system, visualize and imagine whatever thoughts it is that you choose, and to have that great feeling tone, within you by flowing with the appropriate emotions and sensations within you to merge this cosmic existence within your thought and your feeling. So therefore, what I want to express to you is that as telepathic being, you do not have to continue to pick up the mental sea of garbage that exists all around you. You have to continuously work on your mental and emotional bodies and see that, as much as there has been certain agendas to divide you from who you truly are, you have become in one with your ethereal nature, and your conscious flow have to know what is it that you're going to pick up. Are you going to learn how to transmute the energy as energetic beings and to only flow into what truly elevates your character system? So where I want to leave you with that is to see that, wow, as an evolutionary species that is now going through its greatest pathway of evolution, you are now being cosmically aligned to restructure from within and the depths of your divine vessel your character, because it's truly the pathway to your divine greatness. So continue to flow into who you are truly cosmically aligned to be in this divine galactic ecosystem, and flow into your greatest version of yourselves, of your character and your characteristics that only allows you to cosmically be aligned with who you truly intrinsically and innately are. So continue to elevate